Welcome. Thank you. Be nice to each other. Jack, where do you see what's going to cause the upside?
You know, Bill, what we saw over the course of the last year was asset price inflation. What we're going to see in 2014, and what I'm telling customers is look for commodity price inflation. What we are looking at is a situation where central bankers have cut their reserves down to the bone. They are devaluing currency left and right, and now it's a concerted effort. You have got Japan in on it. You have got Europe in on it. They realize the true enemy, and that is disinflationary pressure. Look for force-fed inflation. Look for gold to have a year like stocks had this past year.
Wow, that's a pretty big prediction there. Jason, you're bearish on gold.
Yeah, I mean, the thing is, I don't think there's a way in the universe that gold will have any type of year next year that stocks are having this year. Now, Jack, everything you're saying is right. There's going to be currency devaluation. I think commodities do have a chance of going up, except for gold. You can't eat gold. You can't fill your car up with gold. I mean, gold, it just doesn't make sense. I think the bull market for gold is over. There will be currency devaluation, but I'm going to say a word that's, the arch enemy of gold bugs' ears. I'm going to say Bitcoin. I think Bitcoin and gold have a date at 1,000. I think Bitcoin's going to go up to 1,000. I could see gold going down to 1,000.
If Bitcoin goes up to 1,000, gold will be at 2,000. The reason people like Bitcoin is because it's a reserve currency, unlike a currency that's being devalued right now. That is the reason that people will be looking at gold over the course of the next couple of months. Look for people to start devaluing everything out there except for commodities. It's going to be the trade for the next year.
Yeah, but it literally makes zero sense what you're saying, because gold has gone down this year from 1,900 to 1,180, while Bitcoin has gone up and the equity markets have gone up. This is not a new idea that currencies are being devalued. I don't see any way that gold will head above 1,500.
Look what happened to the stock market. It took a full year of quantitative easing before we saw the fluff in the stock market come into play. It's exactly the same thing with the commodities market. That's why 2013 was the year for asset price inflation. 2014 is going to be the year for commodity price inflation. Don't only look at the metals. Look at oil. Look at the grains. It's going to be a terrific year for commodities, and it's going to be one of these mediocre years for equities, and I'm one of the biggest bulls you'll ever find out there.
But let me ask you, I mean, you say it's going to be a great year for commodities. Doesn't some of these commodities that you're talking about really rely on global economic growth? We know that the global economy is not doing that great. It's just sputtering along in many parts of the world. Look at Europe. Look at the U.S. So what's the catalyst to keep these commodities going?
Well, Maria, two things. One, I think the reforms in China and what they're doing in Japan are really going to take hold. That's going to be the big surprise over the course of the next few months. But more importantly, I think that you're going to start to see a turnaround in the numbers. It's the only reason we hear people talking about tapering. There is some improvement out there. You are seeing improvement right now in the housing market. It's one of the reasons we're starting to see CapEx pick up just a little bit. Technology stocks are starting to show signs of life. All of that tells me that we're going to see some kind of surge in commodity prices. But this whole argument about Bitcoin, and just going back to that, Jason, if Bitcoin is attractive to people, then gold should be even more attractive to people.